beware, because obviously this market rotation has been crazy and things can be hot 1 minute or 1 week and, die the next. So
I've been eyeing up this new token called as well. The ENAs of the world.
yeah, I mean, have you guys looked at the BNB market? I know a lot of the coins are in Chinese, so I'm not sure how good your Mandarin is, but yeah, what do you man think about it?
Man can learn, bruv.
The content presented in this podcast is intended for informational and educational purposes only. It should not be considered as financial advice, and listeners are encouraged to conduct their own research or consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions.
Crypto flip.
In this week's episode, we'll be discussing how and why Bitcoin has gone over $125,000 to establish a new all-time high. We'll also be talking about the BNB meta that has been taking over the trenches and what CZ has to do with it. We'll also be looking at what we've been investing in or what we've been monitoring to see how we've been performing in the market. And finally, we'll discuss the batch of 15 different cryptocurrencies that the S&P have launched and whether it's a good investment or not. You're listening to Crypto Flip, where real money meets real talk, where three investors managing a combined 7-figure portfolio built over 2 decades in crypto. We've ridden the bull runs, survived the crashes, and learned explosive lessons so you don't have to. Each episode, we break down our latest moves, dissect what's really driving the market, and cut through the noise on everything under the radar, from altcoins to meme coins that somehow print money. We're not here to bring hype, just honest insights from traders and investors with actual skin in the game. This is Crypto Flip. But before we get into all of those topics, and we're really eager to do so, we have to do something special. So if you're a regular here, you know what we have to do. But if you're new, we're going to speak to the degens and see their personal experiences with some crypto confessions. So let's get into it. Started with $370 in 2018 with zero trading experience, but lost it all in 2020. Then in 2022, I sold all my wife's gold jewelry and started trading with $4,400. Within a few months, my account was down to $33. I didn't give up and converted $33 into $1,800 within 2 years, but now I'm back at $52. Every few weeks, my wife asks me to return her gold, and now I am running out of words. I'm not giving up, at least not before getting her gold back. What do you man make of that?
You know the maddest thing about this one is, it's a falling knife, bro, because gold is at an all-time high, bro. I think gold is something like $4,000 per ounce, which all-time high. So when he sold, bro, it's probably like 3,000. So he's like, oh yeah, I got £4,000 or $4,000 for her gold, but that gold now is worth like $7,000, bruv. You know what I mean? So now you have to like triple up. You're not getting back her gold. It sounds like you've just been making some mad degen moves, going from $4,000 to $33 and then running out to $1,800 and back down to $50. Bro, you should just paper trade, man, because it sounds like you're just doing this for shiggles. So yeah, man, you've lost it, bro. You've lost it.
My man said, I'm not giving up until I get a gold back. Famous last words, I'm telling you, fam, because you just, like, whatever he's doing, it's not working. Bro, you went from $32 to $1,800, and you're bragging about that, fam. Like, should not be over 2 years. Bro, that's not, listen, you could have just worked a regular job and make that kind of money, fam. Like, literally, you could have been car washing and make more than that. So it's like, it's nothing to brag about. And this is just a show, to be honest, because at the end of the day, gold has gone up, you lost the money, so now you have to take a more riskier move to get the money back, and the chances just diminishing every time you trade. So You reckon my best advice is to just here complete reset that portfolio. Pay out your salary if you have a job. If you don't, peak for you. But if you have a job, pay out your salary and just start all over again, because clearly something's gone wrong. Like from strategy to execution, anything is off completely. Just hit a reset button and start again. That's my advice. Well, what a DJ move, man. And you know he's definitely in the trenches, fam. Man said $32 to 1,800. Madness.
You know what, yeah? I'm going to give a shout out to his wife because she gave him the gold to sell to fund his dreams. Assuming that she was in the know when
Did she? Did she? I think it.
Well, did she? Let me read
He just
the
took
story.
it. I think he just took it. I don't think
He nabbed it, bro.
Maybe. Fair enough. I'll try to give you the benefit of the doubt, but my co-hosts don't share that same sentiment. But you know what? I rate the persistence. I really do, because I'm that same type of way. I'm like, one way or another, we're gonna figure this out. But I think there has to come a point in life where you just look at yourself in a mirror and you just say, what I've been doing is not working. I need to change the way I approach this. I think what would be better for you is exactly what Deji was saying. Just pay her, if you have to pay her on a payment plan, whatever you have to do. Pay, get the gold back. Hopefully the gold doesn't go into the stratosphere as it has been doing. Hopefully it can, reduce in price, stay stagnant. You pay on some 0% finance or whatever to get your wife's gold back. So once you get the gold back, then that's the one headache out of the way. Then it's just about you making it out of the trenches, which you can obviously do in your own time. But your wife pressuring you to get that gold back is going to mess up your trades, trust me. You don't need them to have distractions in your life. So, yeah. Figure out a way to...
That's probably why he's underperforming, because he's...
Facts. Imagine going to bed every night and she says like, yeah, you know what? Well, what about the gold? Meanwhile, my man's stuck in the trenches and thinking, and then he's losing more money. But you run up $33 to $1,800, so you can do it again.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. She's asking him, where's the gold? He's refreshing his Phantom and just look $50, $50. I got 52 now. 52.
Oh my days, boy. Yeah, if you want to keep your wife around, you might have to just pay. It might be just cheaper to pay. Otherwise, you might see her on court. But yeah, let's go into the next one. I made all of my money this cycle, longing ETH and alts with leverage. I got liquidated a few days ago when ETH wicked down to 4,200. I only have $18 on Phantom, and I don't know what to do anymore. Probably get used to my old life.
What do you mean old life, bro? Like, did your life change when you made all of your money longing ETH and alts with leverage? And bro, if one move can take you out, like you were over leveraged in that one coin, so realistically, you were always going to fail, bro, because you were like, go hard or go home or one coin. This Don probably had like 50x leverage on Ethereum, on Hyperliquid, and it went from $3,000 to $4,000, and he's like, I've made it. This is it. I've made it.
I've said this every single cycle. It's stood with the bodies of leverage traders, France, and I feel sorry for people that think they have they think, the market's moving now, it's time for them to jump on a trade. Yes, it is time, but there's no risk management, and then you just get punished when the balance decided to just wash the trade and liquidate late long. So it's like, there's a balance to everything in life, and people don't learn. These new traders, they hear on YouTube, I make money in the trenches doing crypto, and then you just jump in with no plan, no nothing. Like, you probably have just, if you know it's gonna go up, just enter spot. Just do spot, fam. Like, just buy spot so you can just rest early and you don't have to be stressed. But again, people want to be greedy. They want to go from $3,000 to $3 million in 50 days. And I'm not saying it's not possible. And even now, believe it or not, man, even though he's got $18 left in the Phantom, I still think he shouldn't give up. He can make a comeback from this 100%. You know what I mean? So just a matter of just going back to the drawing board and just kind of figure out a new plan, secure some capital, and come back harder with a better plan. But
he doesn't seem to have the stomach for it. I think he's one of them guys that you'll make it once, and then you'll be like, oh, back in the day, woof, he had a ride, but that was then. And he'll go home with his war stories and sit around the PS5 with his boys, chatting about how he's living a high life for a few months, and now he's back to his 9 to 5. But you got $18 left. I don't really see a pathway for him to to get out of that without injecting new liquidity. And even then, he doesn't seem to believe in himself. So why should I believe in it? So yeah, man, maybe you should just quit. Maybe that'll be the better option for you. But yeah, stay away from leverage, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Crypto Flip Podcast. I am your host, Harris King, and I am joined once again with my co-hosts, Ricardo and Deji. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube and if you're listening on any audio platform, because we are available everywhere. Please do not forget to leave a review, because it really helps to support the show and enables us to create more episodes. So let's talk about it. $125,000. We have hit a new all-time high. I'm going to keep it short and brief. What do you, man, make of it?
125K is a big deal for Bitcoin, bro. Like,
Is it?
It's half of a quarter of a mil, bro. You just have to look at it in terms of mils. It's half of a quarter of a mil.
When you say it like that, then it makes sense, because
right,
I know a lot of the pundits have a higher prediction, 160, 200, 250. So that's what I'm saying. 125 is a big deal in the grand scheme of things.
125 is a big deal.
Like that. It is.
What I'm worried about is, well, not worried, but what we didn't see was it breaking through 125 and hitting like 130, 132. It just kind of broke 125 and just bubbled up a little bit, and then it corrected back down to like 120, 121 now. But generally for the market,
119. Let's
it went down to 190.
Yeah.
Look at that. But generally for the market right now, Bitcoin at 121, ETH at 4,340, which is down significantly because that topped out at like 4,700 and something this week. It's a good time to be in the market, man. I just like we're in Q4, bro. Like we're in October, bro. October. That means we're going up. You get me? Yeah, there's gonna be some corrections here and there. There might be some movement in the direction that we don't favor, but it's October, fam. And then after October, what is it? Pumpvember? Something like that. I don't know.
Nah, man. Stop making it.
We're going back. October, Pumpvember, and then wherever we got coming up next. But now generally I'm quite bullish for Q4, which is why I'm looking through the market. I'm just looking.
Quick question to you, Rick, and obviously to you, Aris, as well. What are you bullish on? Are you bullish on Bitcoin, or are you bullish on altcoin, or is it the collector block?
I think it's alt season, bro. I think alts are. It's time for alts to shine. It's just picking the right one, because like we're about to get into, something like BNB has destroyed all price targets over the last month. So yeah, man, it's just finding an alt that will do the same.
Yeah, I think it's all about playing the rotation as well. So obviously we had the Bitcoin pump, it pumped to 125, had a retracement, some of that capital has flown into alts. So one of those strongest alts and ecosystems has been BNB, and then obviously the BSC ecosystem, which we'll get into later on in the show. But yeah, in terms of what to look out for, I think alts is where the activity is right now, and you just have to be where the liquidity is. This isn't the old market of old where, just close your eyes, throw a dart at the wall, and it's going to pump 5x. That's not going to happen this time around, as we've already seen and earlier on in the cycle. So yeah, I think if you analyze the market, pay attention to where the liquidity is, then yeah, you're going to be in the right position to succeed.
I'm obviously, when I get it right, I'm quick to brag, but if I get it wrong, I'm not ashamed to kind of fess up that I got it wrong. I honestly thought we were on the precipice of a correction, because we were teething around that 106A range, and we almost lost the market structure break as well. So, but we did it, we claimed it, and then obviously, I think the bulls kind of took over, and they took over in a serious way because we pumped a new all-time high, which kind of brought back renewed interest into altcoins. And a lot of the altcoins that have been doing well, like led by BNB and the other bunch of other altcoins. I think Bitcoin proliferating to 125 is a huge, big deal. And not only based on what Ricardo said, like that's literally half of $250,000. That's, if you're looking at it, and like, you know what I mean, you only need one Bitcoin to be a millionaire. So it's like, if you have a Bitcoin, if you just kind of hold it there, you're good, because you're kind of like, you're basically, what are we now? 0.125 of a million. So like we were getting there slowly, and it's something. I think by 2032, with no threat of quantum computing threatening the Bitcoin network, I think we are that million doesn't seem impossible, because the way we're moving this market and the way this renewed interest, we spoke about, are we still abiding by that 4-year theory? Is it still going? Is it a new market because of the new renewed interest in, institutional funding? But I think ultimately, only time will tell. We can only speculate here, but I think things are looking good with this latest price action movement. And it's a great time to be in the market, honestly. But I think where you want to be careful is because you just never know. Like we were saying, Q4 is going to be a great month, but we could have a down 2 weeks in the market, or even a month, where like things can kind of correct massively, starting with gold, silver, and kind of trickle back down to eventually the risky assets. But I think personally, the best way to be in crypto right now is to be in spot. So that way, if the market swings left and right, you're not too worried. But if your leverage is just like, I just don't think, I'm not confident enough in this market movement to be leveraged. I would pick my spots, but I wouldn't now commit all my capital with leverage trading. I think this is a spot trading market, and then that's where it kind of catalyze and maybe make a lot of gains without having to, expose yourself overly. So yeah, that's my initial thoughts on that.
Yeah, and that's a good perspective. I think what will be interesting for our viewers is, what plays are we either in or ready to capitalize right now? So is there anything that you are finding very interesting right now?
So remember I told you, man, about my my little copy trading hyperliquid bot that I built in January. And I told you,
Yeah, I remember that.
it's been going. I don't know. I feel like I've lost touch with the crypto market, and I've left it running, and I've been paying for it to run. Very small amount. But I had a lot of holidays in September. I went to a few countries, and I came back here, and I'm like, nah, bro, my life needs to be a holiday all the time. And I was reviewing all the stuff I'm doing, all the stuff I'm into, and I'm like, what happened to my bot, bro? What happened every month? And it's really cheap for me to run this bot. It's $7 a month, but actually $5 a month. I'm like, what's going on with that bot, bro? I'm paying for it. What's going on? So I had to open up my ID. For those who don't program, ID is like a code editor. I just had to get to town to see what's going on. So I figured out what was going on. Basically, my service was dying after 30 minutes. So my bot would run for 30 minutes and then it would just stop. And I'm like, what? Anyway, when I found that out, bro, it was like crazy. It was like Christmas. Last Saturday, I'm here trenching up until 2 a.m. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I just started building out feature after feature after feature for this thing. So now I have this bot, and I'm every day I'm doing something on this. I'm just trying to fine tune, but yeah. Now it's opening. Currently, there's like 20 positions open, 19. One just closed. That's not love it. And yeah, man, it's up and down, but yeah. So that's currently what I'm looking at, because I just think the market's gonna go crazy, and all I want to do is catch hype, and this is what this bot is really good at doing. It's really good at catching hype. So where things go parabolic, it just jumps onto it, and when it's obvious to short, it's gonna short. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to leverage my skills. It does leverage, yeah. Currently, I'm at 5x leverage across all of these trades. Right now, bro, I'm in Bitcoin Cash, BNB, K-Ship, XRP. Oh yeah, I did 200% on XRPL this week. Like,
What the hell is XRP Alpha?
I was meant to look, but I don't know, bro.
It's a new token. It's I think it's it's in the stable coin. It's not a stable coin, but it's in the stable coin ecosystem.
Family. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it belongs to XRP. But yeah, so clearly. Well, there's bare copies. So yeah, that's currently what I'm doing, and I'm just monitoring the progress of this bot, and yeah, and because of this, I've caught but also missed some of the crazy metas that have been going on, like the BNB meta, because most of those tokens are on the BNB chain, and this is a Hyperliquid only bot. If I was on the BNB chain, who knows? I could have been catching the maddest moves.
Can you add the? Can you extend that to the BNB liquidity market?
Can I extend it to the BNB liquidity market? Yes, but the logic that I'm using here won't apply to the BNB market.
It won't work.
Okay.
Because I can't see logic then, exactly.
Yeah. Which I'm working on. I'm working on a modern portfolio theory portfolio optimizer, and I'm just gonna throw some money to that, and I'm gonna make it do what it needs to do, and it will rebalance every week. I can do a full episode. Bro, basically, man's in the crypto technical trenches because over the next 2 months, I just want to see some mad movements. And I'm tracking my Sharp ratio, my Sortino ratio, my Omega ratio. If everyone for everyone that doesn't know, that basically just say risk-adjusted returns. So basically, how much your portfolio goes up, along with how much risk you're taking, and like your maximum drawdown. But yeah, man's out here.
Listen, I've been in the trenches in the traditional market. I've been in the trenches in the crypto market. But ultimately, like I echo out the sentiment of what Ricardo said, because I think if it's not gonna pop now, when is it gonna pump? And the signs are all it's so obvious that the bulls have taken control. We might have a correction. I wouldn't sweat. Even if it corrects 30%, I wouldn't sweat. I think dips are meant for buying. And that's what I've been kind of doing, just buying dips here and there. Like I've been eyeing up this new token called Plasma as well. The ENAs of the world, the SUI of the world, obviously Bitcoin, ETM, Ethereum, Solana. Like those are the main tokens I've been trading and will keep trading. And I think the best thing now for anyone out there that's obviously on the sideline is just to enter DCA spot-wise. No need to get too reckless. I feel like Ricardo using leverage, but I think he's having that, that the bot manages a lot of the downside risk he has. He has a take profit, he has a stop loss, and he can enter a mini trade at once. So I think without that kind of oversee network, without that kind of tool, I think you struggle unless you're an experienced trader will leverage. And even with the tool as well, I feel like Rick is not doing 100x leverage. I think that is insane. Yeah, but obviously, maybe you might increase it eventually, but I think you probably do that gradually. You know what I mean?
Too risky.
Exactly.
Maximum 20% stop loss and 5x leverage.
Yeah, exactly. So there's people out there coming in and doing 20x leverage. It's just asking to be wrecked, to be honest. Just one wash and then you're done in the market, literally. So I think try and find an edge. I think Osman's edge is definitely technical. Like I told you, I'll be building this prediction market purely for sports though, but something that I can definitely extend to crypto. I like the idea of Ricardo's the rule based logic that you use, just come and jumping on trade based on the leaderboard. I think that is a great strategy, especially because at the end of the day in crypto, it's a copycat league. Like you see someone buy this token, out of FOMO, out of fear of missing out, you probably jump into it as well. So I think it's a lot to do, but the worst thing you can be doing is be on the sideline. I think it's time to kind of get active, like proper active, like we were in Q1.
Yeah, I think it's some good points you guys are making. I think for me, what I've been mainly looking at, I haven't deployed any capital there yet, but I'll definitely spend some time over the weekend, probably even tonight after we finish recording, is BNB, and not BNB token, but more so the BSC ecosystem. So we may as well just bridge into that and discuss the BNB meta, which has been going crazy. The new meme coin gold rush, as some is calling it. So BNB obviously has been pumping. It's probably been this side of the market, the market leader in terms of altcoins. Obviously, you've had Hyperliquid earlier in the market. You've had Solana on the run-up earlier, really early in the market. But now it's sort of BNB's time to shine. And with that, it's bringing the ecosystem with it. And we've obviously talked about Asta, which is BSC's answer to Hyperliquid. And now it's meme coins' turns. Yeah, exactly. And now it's meme coins' turn because you have things like 4Meme. And I believe yesterday, CZ launched a launchpad, a meme coin launchpad, or a crypto launchpad. Or he was, and I think there's some unique properties to it. So, for example, one of the things I saw was bonding doesn't happen until 1 million. So it's not going to get the mass exposure to the outside crypto world unless it's really, really popular. So I think things like that help to reduce the amount of scams and liquidity sucks and things that aren't really worth people investing. So I say all of that to say that BNB obviously has been running for a few weeks now. Is the trade over, or does it still have some time? That's the real question. I think there is some. I think the risk to reward has now shifted. I think it's a bit. You have to be a bit more cautious. I'm going to be a bit more cautious as I'm sort of entering late, but I do think there's still room to grow. So just beware, because obviously this market rotation has been crazy, and things can be hot 1 minute or 1 week and die the next. So, but it's still running strong, and I think with CZ actively in the market, I think that helps to propel it further than it would have been if he was still in jail and he couldn't tweet or whatever. So yeah, I mean, have you guys looked at the BNB market? I know a lot of the coins are in Chinese, so I'm not sure how good your Mandarin is, but yeah, what do you man think about it?
Man can learn, bro. I've been yeah, like I just said, I've been sleeping on the BNB meta. I've just been confused, bro. Why there's so much movement in BNB price action, and basically you just explained it. And also, what I've been confused about is I saw this picture of Sexy Red. She posted like this AI picture. She's a US artist. She posted this picture on X, I think, of her next to like an AI version of CZ, and she added him saying, "Me and CZ chopping it up" or some shit like that. And I'm just like, okay, so where's all this hype coming from? Yeah, where's all this hype coming from with
That's crazy.
with BNB? It's crazy. And even bro, like even 4Meme that Harris just mentioned, bro, like you remember when CZ went to prison and he held up that 4, like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's there's a whole community around it. But yeah, I mean, for the mandem that are going into this thinking, yeah, this is it. 4.meme is gonna be the new pump fun, but for VNB, I don't know, man.
I think it.
I don't know.
I think
Will I get into trenches?
No, I was just gonna say, I think it flipped BNB's volume. I'm not sure. It was one of the BNB platforms. I think it was 4Meme. In daily volume.
That's not surprising though. That's not surprising, because DJs are gonna run to where DJs need to be, and DJs need to be right now in the hottest meme coin market. And right now it looks like it's Binance, so the DJs are running there. And the DJs, bro, they got deep wallets. They got a deep wallet. These 15-year-olds have deep wallets of their parents, bro. So them man, they are trenching. And yeah, I see some of these. A lot of these are in Chinese. Listen, all I know is if this is the Chinese's reaction to jumping into the meme coin space, and before they weren't here, and now they're here. That's bare volume, bare liquidity, and it's going to be hard for people like me and you, or even the Western world, to choose a correct or a proper meta, because these meta might be Chinese only, bro. Like, it got to a point where new tokens were being created because like, what was one of the big events? Like, what happened to Charlie Kirk? Like, new tokens were being created for that infinitely, like so many of them. If Donald Trump walks out of the White House today and he coughs, there's gonna be a new token. Donald Trump coughs, and that could be enough to trigger a meta. But bro, we are not very privy to Chinese news or even Chinese humor, Chinese way of thinking, Chinese way of living, and I reckon that will put the Western world at a disadvantage. But at the same time, if all guys are doing are treating this like a casino and jumping on and saying, I'm just gonna follow whatever's booming, then yeah, I mean, you could catch a pump. But it's interesting, bro. It's interesting. I don't know if I would jump in. I'll see. But now I've seen it, I kind of have to.
Well, yeah, you know what's funny? Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, first I just want to reiterate what you guys' sentiment is about BNB. It's been quite surprising. This rise. I mean, I remember when we were chopping up about how, CZ stepping out might derail the company a little bit, not completely, because they are one of the largest crypto exchange platform in the world, but they haven't even skipped a beat. And yeah, I've been confused too, because I'm like, where's the strength coming from? I know they're burning BNB tokens. I know there's activities. Now I know there's Ashta as well. I know there's a lot of these things happening on the BNB chain, that's happening and everything, but I just feel like it's just been consistently strong in this market. And yeah, if you're anyone that's still riding BNB, I know they should know they have a real one there. So I just want to preface my comment by saying that. But let's be real, fam. In this new BNB Mucon mania, a lot of people are going to get rich and a lot of people are going to get wrecked, fam. Like, I was on X this morning and then someone made a joke about, I think because obviously, the BNB meta has been running hot. And I think today, there's just general correction. Since yesterday, there's been a general correction that is still there might be a minor correction coming. And I think a lot of people that kind of jumped in late on the BNB activity, they got wiped out. I see a lot of the BNB tokens are like down -82%. I was going to post in the group today, but I forgot. And someone said a screenshot, and then someone said, take CZ back to jail. Because apparently he's the one responsible, but obviously he's not. So yeah, I feel like that's really funny. And, this is definitely a meta like we can't ignore. I think once the dust settled down, I think something that we should probably explore further. I know you guys will, and are definitely joining as well. But like, we've seen this story before. And whatever the activity, whatever the money is, that's where you go. So why not? And BNB's clearly running high, and then it's not showing any sign of slowing down. So yeah, let's see where this goes, and definitely looking to explore as well further.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the BNB meta, I've heard some really interesting and slightly unhinged things. Some people have been learning Mandarin. Some people have been trying to get into the groups, the cabal groups, the Chinese cabal groups, trying to sneak their way in. Some people have been copy trading, Chinese wallets. People are doing whatever they can to get their hands on these tokens, because obviously you don't want to invest in rugs. And the only way to do that is to get inside knowledge. But how do you get inside knowledge within a language you don't even speak? It's a bit of a challenge. So, people have been creative, but Rick touched on it earlier. It's a meta that could leave the, people in the West behind, because you don't have an edge. In Sol, you can have an edge because you understand cultural nuances. In almost any other token or ecosystem, you can have an edge because there's certain tools, number one, that are available on that chain. And number two, you understand the wider landscape. And that isn't the case when, a lot of the stuff is in Chinese. So, how do you circumnavigate that? Well, you can play the leaders, which is obviously one of the more, you're not going to get as much upside, but it's obviously a lot less risky. So if you definitely want exposure, that's definitely something to consider. And then, ride it and maybe just set in validation and see how far, this meta can go. It's definitely an ecosystem and a method that, you should definitely be paying attention to. And something else you may want to pay attention to is the S&P, because they have launched a crypto index of 15 cryptocurrencies and 35 crypto-related stocks. Do you think this is going to have any bearing on retail? And how do you think this is going to be received by those that it's intended to appeal to?
Bro, more institutional money in crypto is never a bad shout. The fact that there's 15 cryptos and 35 stocks is a big deal, and I'm guessing that's going to rebalance a lot over the next few years, because there's a lot of crypto companies planning ICO. There's things like MoonPay, Kraken, a bunch more that want to IPO and that will IPO soon. So yeah, I mean, it's really good news. Will it actually pump the price of the token? Probably not. I think the volume is not actually going in the crypto token. The volume is going in the whatever the index is that they're gonna call it, whatever the name of the index is. The volume will go in there, and then if the crypto goes up, the price of the index goes up. Otherwise, the price of the index goes down. Now is the best time. Crypto market being where it's at right now. Crypto total market cap being so high. Best time to do something like this. $4.14 trillion, bro. Crypto market cap. When the bear market comes, this index is going to be shitting itself. But yeah, who cares about when that happens? Let's care about now, where things are looking nice, and we're in a gold rush. So yeah, I reckon it's good news for the people that care about it, i.e. the people that are not going to buy crypto, but they buy S&P indexes, or they just buy the S&P index.
It will eventually trickle down again to the crypto community. So I think that's a good thing. But in the bear market, I wouldn't invest heavily in this index, because everything is crypto related. So everything's correcting. That includes all the crypto related stocks as well. I mean, Emerson, MicroStrategy, whoever is calling himself, all these unique individuals. I think I personally would still have to trade a bit of the coins myself. I know family funds might want to be investing in this, but yeah, I mean, it's great to ride on the bull run, but I think I wouldn't want to, how sometimes people are like, I'll just hold it for the next cycle. I'm not sure if I want to hold a bag of indices over a 4-year period or 2-year period, whatever it is, the cooler phase is upcoming. But yeah, should be interesting one, doctors.
Yeah, I think that this is obviously good for those who are, too afraid to get their hands dirty in crypto. I always advise people, not your coins, not your crypto, but sometimes some people are just not well adapted or built to carry through on that philosophy. So yeah, something like this, I understand its market. Is it something I would personally invest in? No. For both of the reasons that you guys have stated, especially what Deji was saying, because things in crypto change quickly, and I know they'll probably stick to mainly large caps, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, etc., BNB, yada yada yada, and maybe some real world assets or something like that. But yeah, I'd rather do it myself, to be honest. Is it going to be positive? I mean, it's always positive when new inflows come in, and especially if they are going to reflect that in terms of what they purchased themselves to hold on behalf of the people that they are creating these indices for. But aside from that, I think it's not going to be huge in a large scale of things, but I think more crypto products, more institutional validation is always a good thing in the grander scheme of things. But with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.